Shalom, shalom. This is Azmawath. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, and say shalom to the Akim and Akwath out there. Uh, just want to just kind of share something that's been on my spirit lately, um, and that's really trying to come into grasp about the weight and the magnitude that's in this truth, man. Of course, let me pull this up real quick. Um, Ecclesiastes 1:18. So, Ecclesiastes 1:18, he says, "For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases not knowledge increases sorrow." Right, and that comes apart. That comes along when you come into this truth, man. You truly do increase in sorrow, because that's just a part of what comes along with this book, man. Because along with eating the whole scroll, you're eating the good, you're eating the bad, um, and it causes you to those scales have fallen off, they fell off your eyes, and now you see the world and everything and everyone and even yourself for what it truly is, you know. And this is why, Isaiah 53, you know um when it was giving us a prophecy concerning Yahawashi, it said that he was a man acquainted with sorrows. He was a man of sorrows, because he had much wisdom. Well, he had in the entirety of wisdom dwelling inside the reins of his body. So he was increased with sorrow and much grief, because he saw the world for what it truly is, right? But of course, it doesn't end there with grief and sorrow. Of course, with understanding the prophecies and the plan of Yahweh Bashem and Shah, with him declaring the end from the beginning, we understand that, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We got to go through hell in order to get, what I'm saying, to the kingdom, man. Um, but I just feel like, oftentimes, um, the cares of this life or whatnot can really distract, it really distracts our people, and it shifts our attention off the weight and the magnitude that's behind this truth, man. Because when you truly have the spirit on you, and you truly you're truly meditating upon his word, man, it you feel that heaviness on your spirit. You truly do, man. Because I've been listen, it's just been on my mind for these past few days, man. And it's just why I just had to just make a video about it and admonish, and encourage any other brother or sister out there, that may be feeling the same thing. And there's nothing wrong with this. This is a beautiful thing once you come to grips and come to realization, what I'm saying, that this is happening. This is all a part of it. And Yahushua, he told us that this was going to happen. So let me get some scriptures real quick. All right, this is Philippians chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 29. He says, "For unto you it is given in the behalf of Hamashiach, not only to believe on him," right? So it was not only given to us to believe on him, man. That's the first step, right? Is to believe on who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ. Real name is Yahweh Shah. That's the first step into this thing, right? Is to believe on him. But it says, but also to suffer for his sake, right? And this was given in the behalf of Hamashiach, right? For us not to only believe in him, but also to suffer for his sake, right? So he's basically telling you, listen, if you want the kingdom, listen, you got to suffer, right? And me and the brother Nakawan, we did a video on, the things that, that we must do, mainly talking about going through persecution uh, prior to the arrival into the kingdom. We made a video about that the other day, you know, but this verse right here really stuck out to me, man. He says, "For unto you it is given in the behalf of Hamashiach not to only believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake," right? So you, if a part of the eating the good, you got to eat the bad, man. Revelation 10:10, You know, he says when he ate the scroll, let me get that real quick. My computer's lagging, so give me a little time. Come on. Yeah, Revelation 10 and 10. All right, it says, I'll start at verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, let's see, where's that? And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. All right, and what's this little book? He's talking about this scroll, this word, the you know, what the scribes have written on this in this book. All right, he says, and he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, it was my belly was bitter, right? And that's exactly, you know, what happened, you know, when we came into this truth, you know, when the Spirit led us into this truth, man, it tasted good, you know. It tasted good. No, oh man, I'm the chosen of the Most High, man. Like, so I'm set above all nations of this people, you know, whenever I keep the commandments of the Most High. Wow, the kingdom is for us, and we're gonna inherit it forever. Yahawashi is my big brother. Yeah, you know, the Most High God this whole time, you know what I'm saying, thinking that I was a Hamite, you know, I'm truly a son of the living God, right? This was sweet, right? But once you start digesting this word, man, once you start getting deeper, once the word starts settling deeper into your spirit, you know, then comes the then comes the weightier things, then comes the bitter things, you know. That's why Job said, let me get this real quick. Let me open up my Bible. Let's see, where is it at? Yeah, this is Job chapter 2, verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. But what shall we receive the good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? Right? So as Job said, man, should we just receive the good of God and not receive the evil as well? Right? Because with the Most High, everything's a perfect balance. Right? So if we're going to take the good, we got to take the evil as well. Right? And that's a part of understanding the magnitude in this truth, man. This is not a time necessarily to be rejoicing. Yeah, it's a good thing that, you know we're Israelites and the Most High is on our side. But, you know, looking at the state of our people in a whole, you know what I'm saying, understand that you're still in the place of your captivity, man. You know, and the issues of this life just continues to press upon you, man. Listen, a wise man, like Ecclesiastes 7:7, you know, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. You know, a wise man mad. It describes the type of man that becomes mad. You know, that's a wise man. You know, and this is all going apart, all going back into the what do you call it, the magnitude of this truth. All right, let me get this in Matthew. All right, this is Matthew 20, and I'm gonna start at verse 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him, and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, what wilt thou? So he's basically saying, you know, basically, what do you want? Right? She said unto him, grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left hand in thy kingdom. Right? So she's addressing Yahawashi, saying, hey, listen, you know, I can you grant, you know what I'm saying, my, you know, both of my sons to one of my sons to sit on the right hand side in the kingdom and the other on the left hand side. And this is his response, right? Verse 22. But Yahawashi answered and said, you know not what you ask. He says, you know not what you ask, right? So a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, you know, we hey, we may before we came into this truth, we're asking God, listen, can you show me the truth? Can you give me your truth? Give me your word, you know, like give me the 100% truth. right? And we know not what we ask. It doesn't come as easy as it sounds, man. Right? Let's finish this out. He says, are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of? Right? Yahawashi says, are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of? Right? And what was that cup that he had to drink of? All right? Let's go to Matthew 26. We'll start at verse. We'll start at verse 38. Oh, let's start at verse. I'm sorry. Let's start at verse 37. And he took with him. I'm sorry, verse 36 a lot. Then cometh Yahawashi with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. All right. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee. Right. This is that woman that had those two sons, right? That we read in Matthew 20. All right. So pay attention. Right. He says, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. All right. So, so even Yahawashi was very sorrowful and very heavy, man. All right. Because well, in context of this chapter, he was about to, he was basically about to start praying, before he got delivered into the hands of the Romans to be crucified, right? So he says, then saith he unto me, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Right? What was that in Matthew 20? He says to the same sons, then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children, right? He says, you know not what you ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of? Right? And here in Matthew 26, he's praying to the Father, can you let this cup pass from me? This is the magnitude of the truth that we have embarked upon, man. It's not just as easy as just knowing that you're Israelite, you know what I'm saying, putting some fringes on, and just thinking that we're going to walk into the kingdom, man. We got to drink of this sorrowful cup. This word is so. Let me get this real quick. This is Ezekiel 2. Ezekiel 2 and verse 10. I'm going to start at verse 9. He says, and when I looked, behold, and hand was upon me. I'm sorry. A hand was sent unto me. And lo, a roll of a book was therein. And there goes that book again, that scroll. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. So inside and outside of this book, which is this Bible, this word. And there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. Woe means destruction. Lamentation is lamenting. That's crying. And mourning, of course, that's crying and weeping as well. And that's what's in this book, man. That's what's in this scroll. That's what's within this Bible. And so when you digest this is what's going to reflect. You're gonna appear like Yahawashi was a man of sorrows, right? But this just shows that you have wisdom, right? Ecclesiastes 1:18 says, for much wisdom there's much grief, right? But there's nothing wrong with it, because this is what's going to lead us into life. Because this world right now, they're oblivious, man. They don't know what the hell's going on, right? They're just living vicariously, every day. Like yesterday, they had damn Halloween, bro. They don't know what the hell's about to hit them. You got grown folk, bro, even old folk, bro, up there dressing in some damn Halloween costumes. They're in the house of mirth right now because they have no wisdom. They don't even see that they're oppressed, so they can't be mad because they're not wise, right? But we see these things, and so and so it causes us to go into the house of mourning, right? And now we're looked upon as being strange or weird or just very depressed or whatnot. But that's not the thing, man. We're just wise people that just has fell into or fell up under the weight of this truth. Real truth has weight to it, man. That stuff that was in the Christian church, it had no weight to it. That's why you can just go to a damn Christian sermon, hear a Christian sermon, and you walk out feeling nothing, man. You walk out just talking about any and every old thing. because what you just heard in there, it didn't resonate with your spirit. It had no substance, no weight to it, right? That's just like if you go to a restaurant and you eat a good balanced meal, right? You get full, and when you leave out of there, you just you kind of wobbling out, man. That's because what you just took in was heavy, bro. That was a lot, and that's what this truth is. This ain't no snack, man. Right? But this is what's going to nourish our souls unto salvation. All right, let me go back in Matthew 20. He says, and Yahawashi answered and said, you know not what you ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of? And we just read in Matthew 26 what that cup was. It was the cup of his sufferings, man. Praying that his father would take that cup away from him. But he says this. Let me go back to it. He says, nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. So he says, listen, even though I got to drink this cup, you know what I'm saying? I'm asking that you take it away. Listen, I still want your will to be done. It was the will of the Most High God, for Yahawashi to drink that cup. So do we think that we're not going to have to drink that cup? Be real. Of course we're going to have to drink that cup. A lot of us are already drinking that cup, man. Let me go back to Matthew 20. He says, you know not what you ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I was baptized with? Right? So not only do we have to drink of the same cup that Yahawashi drunk, right? I mean, not only do we have to drink of that same cup, but we also have to be baptized with that same baptism, right? And what was that baptism that he was baptized into? Of course, we know that we get baptized by his word, right? He says, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I've straightened till it be accomplished. What does that mean? Straightened to be until it be accomplished, right? Let's look at that word straighten. So Nico, man, this computer's slow. Sorry about this, you guys. Let's see. All right. It says to hold together. I'm gonna skip down here. It says to be held by, closely occupied with any business, in teaching the word, to constrain, oppress of ills, laying hold on of one and distressing him, right? So this is all a part of being baptized with the same baptism of Hamashiach Yahawashi, right? We're constrained, we're oppressed, right? We're put between a rock and a hard place. And in between that rock and a hard place, that's the will of the Most High, right? That's the will of the Most High. And it also says right here in section B in line 2, it says in teaching the word. So we're straightened. We're straightened in teaching this word. This is all a part of being in with that same baptism of Hamashiach Yahawashi. There's nothing else we can do. There's nothing else we can do except teach this word. And that's what Yahawashi did, right? Before he always taught. You always read in scriptures, as it was his custom, he was teaching daily in the synagogues, That's because this was a part of his baptism. This was a part of him being in those straits and teaching the word right here. Let me go back to it real quick. So it says, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straightened till it be accomplished? Till it be accomplished, man. So we gotta go through this thing till it's accomplished. Let's go back to Matthew 20. I'm gonna start from the top again. But Yahawashi answered and said, you know not what you ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I'm baptized with? And we just got what those are, man. Drinking that cup, man. Drinking that cup of lamentation and woe, right? And being baptized by being in those straits, being under the confines of the Most High God's will, right? They say unto him, we are able, right? So we understand that once we make a covenant or oath with the Most High God, listen, just how he's bound to his word, now we got to be bound to our word, or else it becomes sin unto us. All right, verse 23, He says, and he says unto him, you shall drink. No, he says, ye shall drink indeed of my cup. So surely you're going to drink of this thing. Now since you came up under this contract with me, he says, you shall drink indeed of my cup. So if you name yourself to be a disciple of the Most High God, or a disciple of YAHAWASHI, indeed shall you drink of this cup. It's not going to pass not one person. This cup is not going to pass for one person, man. Every disciple is going to have to drink of this cup. He says, and be baptized with the baptism that I'm baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left hand is it not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. All right. So everybody, even though we all got to drink, every disciple's got to drink of this cup and got to be baptized with the same baptism, it's up to the Most High God, where that person is going to be in the kingdom. You know what their role is going to be, right? What their position or what their rank is going to be. Whether they're going to be a part of the 1/3 or 144, or or you know. So let's go back to let's go to let's get this real quick. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 6, and we'll start at verse 1. He says, hear therefore, O ye kings, right? Because earlier I was talking about how basically this is the trying period, this while we're inside this present world, this present earth, man. This is basically the movie of the Most High, right? And this is where he's trying and testing. This is the boot camp of the kings, of the future rulers of the earth to be. This is where it's all going down at, man. Right? And here in verse 1, he says, hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Right? And what do these kings do? What do us that call ourselves kings, what do kings do? This is Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. Right? And this is their honor. Right? So if not only if you call yourself a disciple, right, but if you also call yourself a king, listen, it should be your honor to search out these things that the Most High God has concealed. Right? It's our honor. So with that, there's a duty that comes along with it. Let's keep reading. He says, give ear, you that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty for the highest. Who shall try your works? All right? Who shall try your works? That's what I just said. This earth is a place where he's trying the kings. This is a boot camp for us right now. This is a rehearsal. This is where we rehearse the righteous acts to show what we're really going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Once the new dispensation of time comes, once the kingdom of the Most High God is established here on earth, right? Right now, he's trying our works. He says, and search out your counsels. I'm going to skip down to verse 9. He says, unto you, therefore, O kings, do I speak, that you may learn wisdom and not fall away. Because a lot of us, man, a lot of Israelites, we're falling out of this truth, man, because we have not learned wisdom. And Lord willing, that don't happen to me. That's why we had to continue to examine ourselves and continue to ask for wisdom. And in James, he says, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who give it to all men liberally, right? And Yahawashi says, you have not because you ask not. So if you lack wisdom, all you got to do is ask for it, man. All right. Verse 10, he says, for they that keep holiness holily shall be judged holy, and they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. Wherefore, set your affection upon my words. This is where we set our affection upon. This is what we set our desires upon, our hopes upon, right? Upon his words. Desire them, right? And you shall be instructed. You shall be instructed, man. So it's pretty much all I had, man. I just really just kind of want to admonish anyone that's any brother, any sister out there that's kind of in that house of mourning, as they should be, man. Be encouraged, right? There's a light at the end of the tunnel. right? But this is all a part of taking hold of this truth, right? We got to eat the good and we got to eat the bad, the bitter and the sweet. It all comes along with it, and continue to abide in the place of mourning, because this is where wise men and wise women dwell at. All right. So until next time, I want to say shalom.